Hi. I want to talk about the addiction that we all have felt to our narcissist and tell you why it is very, very real. I want you to think about any addict you might know, smoker, maybe in the movies, a drug addict in the movies. They will do anything to get their drug. It's a big thing. They sell their mother's wedding ring or they'll do anything. They'll do things they can't believe that they did just to get their drug of choice. Alcoholism, gambling, whatever it is. If you think about your addiction to the narcissist, it lines up the same exact way. In the way that they will do things to acquire their drug of choice, you accepted things to keep your drug of choice, the narcissist. You would never in your right mind have accepted any one of the 487 things that they've already done to you if you were in your right state of mind and not addicted to this person. The addiction is real. When you are on an up, when the narcissist is having an up day and you're getting glimmers of the guy that was around in the golden period, you're going to have the dopamine and the endorphins that you get when that good part's happening. When a bad cycle happens, which mine was every 12 hours, you're going to get the adrenaline that you get from being in a tumultuous fight and a big dramatic thing. And cortisol is the other word that the videos talk about. That's chemistry. And that creates a cycle, right? You know it's coming. You're addicted to both. And that's called the trauma bond. That's what they call that. It's very powerful and it's very hard to break. You are trauma bonded to that person. You're addicted to this chemical and the cycle of it. So you stay. That's why when you try to leave a narcissist, we're all in the same boat at some point, and we all have our own journey, and everybody live their own journey because we've all been back and forth. So if you're in the middle of trying to leave and you're like, I just can't leave him. I can't leave him. I can't. Of course, I understand that. Anyone that is in this world understands that because we've all been there. That's the addiction. It takes time and space from the person, but it will lessen. But when you're in the thicks of that addiction and that trauma bond is happening, the addiction lives there. It's very, very impossible to think of breaking out of it because you've put so much into it already, and because there's a fear of the unknown, right? So if you were to break the bond and say, do it and leave, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to suffer the withdrawal symptoms, I'm going to go through the DTs, I'm going to get the tremors, whatever the side effects are from any one of many addictions, you're going to go through metaphorically those same things, and you're going to go for it. It's tough. And you're going to crave that person. You're going to crave the cycle of hormones. That's why we go back and forth. You will feel broken. You will add the burden of secrecy if you haven't yet reached out to people or shown light on your truth. Then that burden of secrecy makes you feel isolated. Why do I know you have a burden of secrecy? Because if you let people know, then more than enough people would have said, what are you, crazy? Or maybe you let people know when they said that and you don't listen anyway, just like with a drug addict. You can't tell a drug addict it's time for them to quit. They have to know when it's time for them to quit. So say you did tell a friend and they've said to you, what are you, nuts? You took them back after that? Or maybe you haven't told them at all and you have the burden of free. Either way, there's all of that to deal with when you decide to leave your narcissist. And it is tough. On top of it all, you're broken because you just missed the guy or gal that you thought they could be. It is a very tough cycle, but I want you to know that it lessens over time. It lessens over time, just like with any addiction, but you have to go through it. You'll go through the withdrawal symptoms. And if you can fight off reaching out or answering the phone or shooting him a text or wanting to hear his voice, you'll get through a period where you don't crave them anymore. And that your brain has now leveled out chemically from the chemistry of the trauma bond. Now, you may have that might be something from your youth, that you're used to that kind of a relationship with a parent, up and down. You need to look at that. If you don't, you're going to repeat it and go find the same kind of person. It's the colloquialism when somebody says, oh, they're addicted to drama. She just likes drama. He just likes drama. That's a real thing. That's what we're talking about. You might be. It might be a cycle that happened to you in your youth that you got used to with a parent that you had or a sibling that you had. And you're so used to that cycle of good and bad that you unconsciously seek it out. That's something to look at. But once you figure it out and you do leave your narcissist, there is no judgment, man. If you go back and forth, we all go through the cycle. Take some people years, and they're really deep in it. So I give you my good wishes for strength and perseverance and courage and guidance. But remember, it's an addiction, and treat it as severely as that. So when you start to feel like, but I can't leave him, I can't be without him, that's the addiction, that's the withdrawal. That is it. So try to think of that as if you've ever quit anything else, maybe you're a smoker that quit once. It's the same exact come down from an addiction. I've never smoked cigarettes, but they say it's the toughest addiction to beat on earth. That's what they say. Nicotine's the toughest. I don't know. But I think that if you think of it that way, maybe then you can fight through it. Because you're thinking it's about them, the person. It's about your addiction. And if you think of it that way, maybe it'll allow you to turn the corner and stay gone. I wish us all the best.